INEC chairman has just fired a 9-minute bomb at President Tinubu as his tenure comes to an end just in few weeks, first week of December to be precise. Right now, the 2027 career of President Tinubu has taken a new turn for the worse. The INEC chairman, in a bold, different move, has just registered 14 new political parties without the permission of Mr. President, something that Mr. President is very much against. As the tenure of the INEC chairman comes to an end in first week of December, there has been a sudden lack of trust between Mr. President and Mahmood Yakubu. The two of them has become very suspicious of each other. Recently, Mahmood Yakubu has been on alert that Mr. President may sack and replace him anytime at this 9 minutes in order to prevent him from being able to make any last-minute decisions before leaving office. While on the other hand, Mr. President has also been on alert that Mahmood Yakubu must not be allowed to stay till the end of his tenure, else he might make some dangerous moves that will jeopardize his 2027 ambitions. So that's it. The two of them are now desperately monitoring each other at 9 minutes. So while President Tinubu took a 12-day vacation abroad, Mahmood Yakubu saw a very nice opportunity to shoot his shot. And immediately he registered 14 new political parties, which Mr. President believes that some of those parties might belong to the new coalition party, which Mr. President is trying all means to break their wings and suppress them all against 2027. But now, Mahmood Yakubu has just given the new coalition party more wings to fly. And the moment Mr. President came back from his abroad trip, he was briefed about what Mahmood Yakubu had done, and immediately the president did not hesitate. He ordered the INEC chairman to suspend all official duties and immediately proceed on leave till first week of December 2025 when his tenure will end. This means goodbye to Mahmood Yakubu. But then it's already too late for Mr. President because Mahmood Yakubu has already fired his shot before President Tinubu could respond. I mean, it's now on record that since 2023, Mahmood Yakubu is the only Nigerian politician that have been able to move ahead faster than the president before he could attack. This means more problem for Mr. President in 2027.
Yeah, I just saw this publication from Sahara Reporters that Mahmood Yakubu, the INEC chairman that manipulated results in 2023, has been asked to go on compulsory leave. Wow. A whole Professor Mahmood Yakubu, you that denied Nigerians their right in 2023 election, the table has turned. All right? Now they play with Jagaban. You don't know, say, Tinubu na person will say, if he use you, if you see your way, not get as it day, now to send you. And the news also said that a successor is, they're already looking for a successor for you. All right. So why is your face like this? Why are you frowning? If you don't like it, then go to court. Go to court. That's it. Because you told the people who won the election that if they don't want it, they should go to court. So now it's your turn. You have to go to court. You see, this is what you get from a country where the president is the one that selects the people that makes decision. All right. So if the president selects people that make decision, when it's now your turn, you also be selected. You'll be selected out. That's what it is. When I saw the news, you know, it's not like the news as interesting as it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything in our politics, you know. But at the same time, it's just for you people to know that there is nobody that is indispensable. All right, nobody that is indispensable. When I saw the news, I was like, wow, the same person that went extra mile to do everything to get the ballot boxes, help this guy to snatch them, hit the ground and running. The same person has been asked to go on sabbatical. Now, the truth is that they don't just want to use the word you've been sacked. They don't want to use that word. They just said go on compulsory leave. But I want you to know that what it means is you've been sacked because a successor who will definitely take over from you before the 2027 election. All right, so it seems like you've known too much. It seems like you begin to betray the APC, and that's why this is being taken, you know, on your behalf. So stop frowning your face. All I'll just tell you here is go to court if you don't like the decision. And for the APC, you know, party, you know, these gimmicks doesn't mean that, you know, things will work in your favor. It doesn't mean. Yeah, let us all wait for 2027 election because Nigerians can't wait for another 4 years after 2027 to start suffering again.
The rumors is true. If the rumors is true, there is a big wahala ahead of 2027 election. You see this man here? You see this man here? It's the former Nigeria Justin, the former Justin of Nigeria. He is from Nasarawa State. His name is Justin Hassan Limanas. You see this Hassan Limanas? You see this man Hassan Limanas? Allegedly, he is going to be the new INEC chairman. You see this man here? He is from a state. See, I don't want to use the word wickedness. If this man finally become the INEC chairman, according to how rumors is flying, the opposition need to give up on 2027 election. This man no get pity at all. His wife, Hajia Sadatu Lima, is the professor in my school, and she is the vice chancellor of my former school. I don't graduate. I have to say whatever I want to say. I don't fear her again. I am not a graduate from the school. Sadatu Hassan Lima. See, I don't want to talk about the wife, but you see this man here, their family, whatever they say they want to do, they do. See, if INEC, they are now this man as INEC chairman, it is over for the opposition. It will take only gold. It will take only gold, because this man, before we start election, this man will announce the winner. And heaven will not fall. Hassan Limanas, former Justice of Nigeria, ask anybody from Nasarawa State or from Kefi particular, if you know Hassan Lima, their family, this is allegedly, it's a rumor, it's not yet confirmed. But if this man becomes the INEC chairman, he's worse than Yakubu Mahmoud. He's worse.
Will have exhausted his tenure. I believe it's actually on the 8th of December 2025, because if my memory serves me correctly, he was sworn into office on the 9th of December 5 years ago. So right back to the Ways Commission had made recommendations as to the mode of appointment of the Inec chairman. I think the Lemu, I'm not sure of the Lemu Commission, but the Nnamani Commission also made some suggestions and recommendations in that regard. So it's nothing new. It's because for the first time in a decade, we are going to have a totally new chairman, because Professor Yakubu has served 2 consecutive terms. Because people are worried about the performance of Inec and the somehow integrity
INEC.
Performance, and they somehow trace that to the mode of appointment of both the chairman, national commissioners, and resident electoral commissioners. That has undergone some kind of the constitution has been amended before, because initially, as of 1999, you have to have the same qualifications as a member of the House of Representatives. And part of that qualification is that you have to belong to a political party and be sponsored by that political party. But that, with the amendments to the Constitution, has been removed. But the amendments did not go far enough to isolate the appointment from what the people term political considerations. So it's almost exclusively with the president now to make the appointment, subject, of course, to Senate confirmation and to consultation with the Council of States.
Okay, even some groups like the Kuka Center, Serabs, and other civil society organizations are asking, I mean, should the mode of appointing the chairman still, follow consulting the Council of State and the rest? Why not broaden the spectrum? Just like you said, there's still the worry of INEC's integrity in election matters and what have you.
Yes.
But the stakeholders, they want even the Constitution to be amended further again.
Yes.
And I'm sure that must be in the works too. It must be on the agenda of the present National Assembly that is looking at, chiseling Nigeria's constitution again.
Yes.
But what are your thoughts here that you think can give a great verve, to INEC in performing its duties?
That's an interesting question, because we should go back to what are the issues, what are the things that ail our electoral process? Is it just a consideration of mode of appointment of members of the commission? I think it's deeper than that, much deeper than that. But this could be an issue which should be part of the broader conversation as to what and yes, a lot of people have called for a change in the mode of appointment, maybe make it more transparent, make it more independent, because the president, who has a lot of powers in terms of appointment now, is likely, and in this case, is likely to be a candidate in the next election to be conducted by the person who's appointed. And people go further and say, look, if he's interested, and he's likely to have somebody who's more pliable and who's more likely to go along with things, and he who pays the piper dictates the tune. But I recall that the first chairman of Inec was Justice Ephraim Apata. And in his swearing-in, he did make a statement, and he said, look, yes, I have been appointed by the head of state as at that time. There was no Senate, so by the military regime. I said, but whoever makes this appointment has to learn to dance to the tune that the piper, that is us as Inec, plays. And that tune is in accordance with the Constitution, with the laws of the game governing the electoral process. I don't think when Jega was appointed, Professor Jega, by the way, was a member of the Ways panel. And he was appointed not in accordance with the recommendation of the Ways panel, but by President Jonathan, who said he had never met him. And that appointment, there are very few people who quarrel as to the performance of Professor Jega, because he brought some verve to that position.
Innovation by bringing professors as returning officers, some who couldn't even, stand the rigor, the integrity, or exude, confidence, altruism in reading election results.
You've touched on a different nerve, quite honestly, because
Jega
was not the first person who brought professors into becoming returning officers, and the law has also been changed. In the Electoral Act of prior to Professor Jega's coming, the resident electoral commissioners, for example, were returning officers.
Yes.
But that was now amended. So it wasn't a Jega initiative per se, but he brought them. He used them a lot more.
He brought them to limelight, right? He used them more.
Yes, he used them a lot more.
And one would have expected, the integrity of INEC, of the commission, to be bolstered by that. But what do we have?
That is correct. So basically, that tells you that it's not people from Mars that are going to appoint to change the electoral system.
There are forces, really spinning INEC and wanting them to do their bids, right?
Well,
isn't that the danger as the stakeholders are pointing out, that look, the president should not have the sole power of appointing? Yeah, though the Senate confirms the appointments.
You're taking me in different directions now. I'm getting a bit confused. But yes, okay, yes, that's an issue. But what you should examine that, what are the alternatives? That's what we should be talking about.
Go on.
Even if we say, look, this is not right, that is, the president should not have as much powers in terms of appointment, what are the alternatives? A lot of people say, oh, the National Assembly. But you're taking responsibility from one politician to a group of other politicians. So you still have that problem. Admittedly, the National Assembly has more representation in terms of political parties. But as I have, you've seen things from this studio, we've analyzed how the National Assembly has behaved. And almost certainly in this regime and previous administrations, where the president wants to go is where the National Assembly goes. So they are pliant. So does it solve the problem just by moving the appointment from one politician to a different set of politicians? These are the issues. I've been trying to analyze how best can we do it such that we avoid those kind of things. People say the NJC, but the NJC is politicized as well. The appointment of judges has become politicized as well. And don't forget, the Chief Justice of Nigeria has tremendous say in appointment of judges because he chairs several statutory and constitutional committees, and the president is involved in the appointment of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. So are you not going around in circles? So when people make recommendations, or when people say this is bad, they should make sustainable, good representation, that we're not throwing the baby with the bathwater, or we're not doing things in such a way that we are back to square one again when we're talking of such appointments. So that's the issue.
So, but I mean, speaking broadly now, do you think there is a need to expand the scope of consultations, beyond the Council of States and some other critical stakeholders like traditional religious institutions and the rest on the constitution of the leadership of INEC?
Well, you and I know how politicized even traditional rulers who should be above the fray have become in recent times. We know that. We also know civil society. Civil society are quite divided in terms of this. And who else do you consult? So that's the issue. Now, let's not forget who are members of the Council of States. All governors are there. And governors come from different political platforms. All former chief justices there, the attorney general is there, former heads of states, former presidents are there. So really, it should consist of statesmen and people of the highest integrity who acquire the highest offices in the land. So these people should be able to speak for Nigerians and independently, not pliant to whatever the president says. I don't know which other groups of people and what will be the legal framework for such consultations with these groups of people.
As a lawyer and as an insider who's worked at the apex of the commission,
yes,
would you support throwing the job open that Nigerians should apply?
Now, the issue with that is that don't forget that these same people are extremely powerful people. The president who you are trying to avoid can actually sponsor people to apply. And who does this election? Who does the filtration? Who filters these applicants? I don't know. When a few years back, under the tenure of Dr. Abel Gubadia, Inec came up with this innovation to say, look, in terms of returning officers, collation officers, let's throw it open. Let us advertise. And he did advertise, looking for retired civil servants, retired judges, and sort like high caliber people. We did not get such people, quite honestly. Those who occupy those positions were not interested. And when you look at the CV of the other people who did, question marks were asked about a lot of them. So what process are we going to use to say those who are interested should apply? And in this kind of position, it's not just those who are interested. You should actually go head hunting. You should go for people of utmost integrity, uprightness, and people who you think are capable of doing the job, have the sagacity, the capability of performing that job. So you don't get every, I don't want to use the word lunatic, everybody in the streets, everybody who feels, oh yeah, I've not had a job for 5 years, maybe I should apply. Then again, how do you do the filtration? Who does? Which body does that filtration? National Assembly? Already National Assembly has a role. Because if we're doing the checks and balances, that the Senate should confirm or reject the nomination of the person because he's partisan, because his integrity is called to question, because he does not meet up to the kind of person we want. Does it do so? Apart from maybe 1 or 2 instances, I am not aware of anybody who has been nominated as national commissioner by the president. There's a general who had contested elections in Niger State who was rejected. There was a lady from Delta State who was also rejected. But apart from these, which is probably about 5-10% of those who have been nominated, invariably it's, oh yeah, president has, so let it go.
Just very quickly before I let you go, tell us, what do you think is the most critical reform that INEC needs? Away from go to court, we've announced the result, go to court every now and again.
It will take me more than 30 minutes to dissect that. But basically, yeah, it's an issue of maybe the Maghreb countries, for example, where you have a situation where if Inec conducts an election, the onus of proof that the election complied with the Electoral Act, with the Constitution, probably should lie with Inec. Inec should be the one to say, this is the election we conducted, see the processes we followed. So you shift the burden of proof from the person who says the election was not conducted in accordance with the laws and regulations of the election, but let Inec come and say this is what we did. That shifts Evidence Act and turns things the other way around. So the onus will now be on Inec to show and prove that look, this is in compliance with what the law says. Maybe we should start thinking out of the box in terms. Without that kind of reform, it's almost impossible to get people who have been had done by the electoral process and by Inec. Inec in the election did not call any witness. Did not call any witness. But we have 3 results. One, the one you gave to the political parties, EC8A. One, the one you certified as using collation, and one that you sent to IREF. Sometimes it's 3. For the same polling units, show different results.
Well, there's so much rejigging really to do in the act establishing INEC, and let's hope that the present, the 10th National Assembly would get it right.
After he has been putting Tinubu in power and put the entire Nigeria in hardship, God must deal with him. I think they are faking the quarrel to make INEC man look good, not be harassed. So guys, they have been court orders arrest of Muhammadu and 15 civil security group petition. So you know, say they get 1 or 2 wey they happen for this country, wey be say if people they talk about somebody too much, they will just feel like if they are attacking, because Nigeria has been attacking INEC chairman Mahmood, say he was the one that sell Nigeria to Tinubu to become the president. So it has not been it won't sit well with him anyway if what they accuse him of is what he was doing. So he will be thinking his conscience. Now, you know, when you do something bad and at the end of the day people now attack you and tell you 1 or 2 things, toxins into your head, you feel bad. You feel that why did I even do that at the first place? So he just wants to, I think his boss, which happens to be Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is trying to like make Nigerian understand that in tenure don't come to an end. Yes, and this person said, I'm going to react small bit about what the Nigerian opinion is. Like this person said, make process of recall of senator, representative members and state house easier, and you will see power to the people again. He's not INEC chairman and what? Is not INEC chairman an independent body? Why is the chairman being arrested for doing his job? You get to know more about it. Maybe when it comes to 2027 election. Anyways, audience, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching up to this point. Your love and support keep me going. I would love to see you in my next video. Please subscribe to U-N2 Media. It's all about politics, entertainment, trending topic, and peace and love always. Mwah.